It's another edition of Time About the Movies, and today we're taking a look at Halloween 2008. No, there wasn't a new Halloween movie. We're literally looking at the day of Halloween 2008, October 31st, 2008. And, nobody decided to release anything too big except for two movies. One you kind of expect, the other you kind of don't expect here. And we'll start with that one because it is the most notable of the two movies we have here. And it's a movie that I am personally very familiar with. Let's start off with Kevin Smith's latest film, Seth Rogen and Elizabeth Banks in Zack and Miri Make a Porno.
What do you do? What brings you here?
I'm an actor.
Wow. Anything I've seen?
Oh, all sorts of movies with all-male casts.
I apologize if I am out of line here, but are you in gay porn?
Guilty as charged.
Is there softcore gay porn? Like just hugging and kissing and, telling each other how cool the other guy is? You're a rad dude. Thanks, you too. Let's play some ball.
You don't have the rent? It's your month.
Why you always bending over backwards for that girl, knowing she ain't giving up no love?
We got a good thing going, man. Why complicate that with sex?
What the? What happened to the water?
They shut it off.
Help me get this out of my hair. Just use the water out of the toilet.
There's poo in there.
The back part of the toilet.
I don't think we're gonna keep a roof over our heads. These are the exact circumstances people find themselves in right before they start having sex for money. What? You got an idea?
We could make a porno.
Not the idea I was looking for.
It's all mainstream now.
I don't really see myself being in one, you know?
Look at Paris Hilton. She's selling fragrances to tweens, and I'm pretty sure she's legally retarded. The ones I liked when I was a kid, it was always a spoof of a popular movie.
I got it.
Star Horse.
What? Han Solo ain't never had no sex with Princess Leia in the Star Wars. I'm just be honest, my first time. I'm not gonna touch you, nothing like that. I have a wife. We're happy. We're not happy, but it's cool. It's my job as the producer to see what you got. If it makes you uncomfortable, I love the movies.
Does she have a talent?
It's a little something I picked up during bachelor parties.
Her name Bubbles.
You are my candy girl.
We're doing it.
What's happening?
Wait, are we doing it?
Well, you've never thought about the repercussions of sleeping with a chick you've known your whole life? What are you, slow?
Yeah, but if we're getting rich, you just explain to your private beforehand. Look, this doesn't mean anything.
Do you talk to your...
Yeah.
I just can't believe.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm a delivery man, and I have some cream for you.
This is the worst porno I've ever seen.
Sugar. Oh, honey, honey.
And that right there is kind of the charm of this movie here. Seth Rogen and Elizabeth Banks are so likable in this movie. They have a lot of good chemistry together, playing these two best friends, and they're going to get together in the end. Even though there is one thing about their chemistry in this that I will say kind of hurts the movie a little bit here, but we'll eventually get to that. But the story of Zack and Miri Make a Porno, or Zack and Miri, if you go to Walmart when you were trying to buy this movie, no joke, they were literally... When this came out on DVD and Blu-ray, Walmart refused to put the title Zack and Miri Make a Porno on the slipcovers or the DVDs for this, even though now they'll sell movies with the names literally having the word massacre in the title. But anyway, in this movie, you have Rogen and Banks playing Zack and Miri, who are facing financial troubles and decide to make an adult film to solve their problems. They're about to get evicted from their house, and at their high school reunion, they meet as you see in the trailer, they meet one of the old gangs that they used to know, Randy, played by Justin Long, who tells them that he's in gay porn, and so that kind of gives Zack the idea to say, why don't we just make a porn movie to make money? And yeah, and chaos and hilarity ensues. They get all their friends involved. Craig Robinson in the movie as well, but they also have Jason Mewes from Jay, of course, from the Clerks, and also Jeff Anderson, Randall from Clerks. Good Lord. And then they get these actresses to come in here. Tracy Lords, who you probably know if you've seen a lot of porn films from back in the day. And Katie Morgan, who if you know from, Skinamax, softcore porn, that type of stuff. Like any movie that was around on TV in the late 2000s, early 2010s on Skinamax, like you'd see her in there. And don't ask how I know that for certain. But yeah, this is a delightfully entertaining movie. This is a film that is one of Kevin Smith's first real mainstream movies that he made. And I think this is his first real mainstream movie because he's got like a whole, it's more mainstream than some of his other works. Like, it doesn't feel like it's an indie film like Clerks was, or Chasing Amy, or even Mallrats, even though that was made by Universal. I mean, it didn't feel like a big budgeted movie like Clerks did. Like, this is one of his first films where it really does feel like he's getting a bigger budget to make these projects, and it worked really well. It was a very entertaining film. I really thought it was very funny and very well put together. You can tell that Rogen and Banks, like I said, they have a lot of good chemistry together, and they act like normal people. They do a pretty good job of acting like normal people in this situation here that clearly have no idea how to make movies in general, or how to make porn in general, because, that whole thing at the end there with the scene where, Zach and Miri are literally inside the porno, like, you can tell that they're not really good actors overall in that scene, but it works very well in the case of the film overall. It's a very good film. It's a really funny movie. It's a well-made film overall. I will say the one thing I have against the film overall, that's kind of a sort of a nitpicky thing overall, is that, like, they do something at the end of the movie where they gotta have the third act breakup. They gotta have a scene where there's this big misunderstanding between Zach and Miri and the character played by Katie Morgan, the other star that in here. Like, Elizabeth Banks basically thinks that she's cheating on Zach with her, and there's never any real indication if that's the case here. All they're doing is just talking. But, in this case, it's just like, that's got to be, apparently that's the one thing that means that they're clearly banging. And no, it never does that. And it feels like that was forced in. And it really does essentially kind of ruin the ebb and flow of the movie in general for a little bit there. And it really, really could have ruined the movie if the ending had been really less than what it could have been. But they do save it at the end. They do kind of save it at the end overall. But it really just feels like it was kind of unnecessarily thrown in there because I guess the studio kind of forced Kevin Smith to put that in there. I mean, it just felt like it was really pointless overall. But it does redeem itself at the end. So it doesn't really overall ruin the film in general. But why does this movie have a personal connection with me per se? Well, as you can get a close look in some of the little bit of the trailer there, this film was actually shot here in Monroeville, at the Monroeville Mall. Of course, Monroeville Mall is the place where Dawn of the Dead is was filmed at, but this was the other big film that they shot here, and I have memories of this because I remember going to see the filming of this movie one day when I found out they were filming the movie there. There was a scene in the movie where Seth Rogen and Craig Robinson are riding up the escalator from the Macy's end of the mall, and I got to see when they were doing that, and, it was just very fun and interesting to see, these two big stars, Seth Rogen and Craig Robinson, just casually filming a scene in the mall while you have all these other things going on in the background, and the mall was pretty busy. I mean, this was back when the mall was still booming in general, and this was before the movie theater was there. JCPenney was still in the middle of the mall where the movie theater is at. I mean, this was back when, Monroeville Mall still had more to it than what it currently has right now. But, I mean, it was very interesting to see that. Them also shooting in the back of the mall too. Like, you can if you live in Monroeville or live near the Monroeville Mall, you can see all the areas where certain scenes are at. Like, there's a scene where they're shooting in front of the Army Surplus store, right where Sheetz is at. I mean, there's places you can tell if you get a good look and live in the Western Pennsylvania area and live near Monroeville. Like, you can clearly see where everything is in general, and I think and that's why this movie it's a little bit more of a special place in my heart because I've been to this place so many times, and the fact that it's on the big screen like this, I mean, it's just like, it's really cool to experience something like that, and yeah, it's just a really, really entertaining film. It's a film that I really enjoy a lot. I think it's very funny. I think it's well done. A very underrated movie from Smith overall. It's one that doesn't get talked about as much as it should, but it's definitely the better of his mainstream movies, because his next one after this would be Cop Out, and needless to say, that is widely considered to be his worst movie in general. And we'll eventually get to that one in 2010, but this is a really good movie. I really like Zach and Miri Make a Porno a lot, so definitely want to recommend. So that's the one you don't really expect to see released on Halloween weekend, but then you see the next film we have here that's released on Halloween weekend that you kind of expect, a horror film called The Haunting of Molly Hartley. Take a good guess of what exactly is going to happen before I even show you what the trailer is.
Mom?
Honey, come pray with me. Pray.
Me, I have sinned.
Close your eyes. I can save you.
911, what's your emergency? Are you there? Hello? Hello?
Molly Hartley's senior year was a chance to start over.
Must be hard being new at school. We're not gonna let anything happen to you.
Yeah, you can't hide in here all day now. Believe me, I've tried.
And leave the past behind her.
Whoa! I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. Usually I'm pretty good at this.
At what?
Flirting, I guess.
But she's about to discover
I'm really glad you decided to show up.
Me too.
it's not the past she needs to fear.
What the hell are you doing here? Everyone knows you're a mental case, Molly.
It's what waits for her when she turns 18.
Dad, I need you to come pick me up.
Are you safe?
Yeah, I'm safe.
I'm leaving right now.
The darkness is coming for you.
Let me save you! Mom!
A choice she didn't make.
Do you really believe that your soul belongs to the devil?
A curse she can't escape. A soul that can't be saved.
Just talk to me. It's okay.
Just leave me alone. Everyone should just leave me alone.
I know what you are.
Is it too late for me? I know the truth. I have to find a way to stop it. No, don't help me! You can't let them take me!
You've always belonged to us.
You knew all along?
Chase Crawford, Haley
I
Bennett,
didn't choose this.
Your mother and father made that choice for you. Now you have great power ahead of you.
I don't want it.
You will.
The Haunting of Molly Hartley.
If your answer was another stupid Exorcist knockoff, then my God, you are correct. Please accept your grand prize that I don't have in my hand right now. But just pretend it's that it's that roll of tape back there in that box. But anyway, that's a package I'm about to send out to you. But anyway, The Haunting of Molly Hartley. Yeah, it's literally every other exorcism movie you have ever seen in your entire life, and not a good one. Not a good one at all. Molly Hartley, played by Haley Bennett, looks to put her troubled past behind her with a fresh start at the new school where she sparks with one of the most popular students. But can her secrets stay buried, especially as she learns more about the horrific truth that awaits her once she turns 18? Will you give a shit whatsoever? I mean, the trailer pretty much spoils everything for you. Clearly, the guy in the movie has something to do with this whole thing. I mean, everybody in this movie is just a stock character, including the main character in general. I mean, this is a lousy movie, man. And it's just like, and the worst part is, it was a hit. It made 3 times its $5 million budget, so it did make money, but then again, there was nothing else released on Halloween. I mean, it's the kind of example where, you put this out in a wide amount of theaters, you take your date to this movie, hoping that you'll get some TNA at the end of it, and you'll never mention this movie ever again, because I guarantee you that the people who saw this movie never wanted to see this movie again, because it's literally the same movie we've seen done to death before so many times, in so many other better ways, too. These actors have gone on to have much better roles in general. Haley Bennett's gone on to become a decent actress. Maren Hinkle from 2.5 Men's in here playing her mother. Annalyn McCord, of course, she was on 90210, but she was also in Fired Up, which was a really underrated movie overall. Shannon Woodward's on Raising Hope. Chase Crawford's been some stuff in here that he's actually been pretty decent in. Everybody in here has done so much better than this, and this is just the movie that literally feels like hey, nothing else is open up on Halloween. Let's put something together in 20 minutes and put it on the big screen. That's literally what it feels like when this movie came out. But yeah, not much more to say about this one here. I think it's pretty obvious that you should avoid The Haunting of Molly Hartley like the fucking plague. Plain and simple. And so, with all of that said, we are going to wrap up this edition of Time About the Movies, and we're heading into the holiday movie season next time around with 6 big new releases, including the long-awaited sequel to Madagascar, Escape to Africa, Elizabeth Banks in another movie with Paul Rudd and Seann William Scott, David Wayne's role models, Samuel L. Jackson teaming up with Bernie Mac in one of the 2 last movies that Bernie Mac did before he died, Soul Men. We also have, I just had it right here, Here it is. We have The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. We also have Repo, the Genetic Opera, from the director of Saws 2 through 4. And we also have JCVD, Jean-Claude Van Damme. And we'll take a look at those 6 movies, all coming up on the next episode of the show. That'll be coming up tomorrow, so check that out then. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video and want to see more episodes like this, please go ahead and hit that playlist on the next page, check out the previous episode, and also don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, notification button, and the bell. That's where you get updates when new videos come out, and we do post new videos here every day. So, with all that said, I'm off. I'll see you guys next time, and until then, as always, take care.